Yes, my recommendation, if you're looking to get into sports, one of the things that helped me out a lot was the co-op program at Drexel. It gave me an advantage coming out of college and having job experience, especially in operations, especially in soccer, especially in sports. To have those jobs before you get into college, to have the internships, to have the experience. So I had already had a year and a half of experience before that point in the field. So a good education is good, definitely, and especially in operations. Having the real-time experience and having the networks to kind of really know what's going on in the stadium is huge. Not being afraid to fill your schedule as much as you can. Expect late nights, weekends, early days, all of the above, so that the more you can come into a new job and say, hey, what do you guys need? I'll be there early, I'll be there late, I'll take care of the difficult things, I'll handle that for you. That's really the people that anybody is going to hire is looking for. Somebody that's fill their schedule with 4 internships, and is going to offer to come in and help you out for free, even if it's driving 3.5 hours to work at the arena like I did when I interned here. I think that helped me a lot getting my job down in DC, and then the same thing coming back here. So, especially in operations, you really got to expect it to be a full-time job, even when you're interning and trying to get a job. They might not be paying you. So, just dive right in, get as much experience as you can, and talk to anybody you can.
I kind of fell into this job or this experience because of my experience throughout my career working in the construction industry.
Okay.
I think one of the things I would say to anybody is if you're thinking about anything, don't be afraid to take chances and opportunities. This is obviously an opportunity that came my way, and I had to make a decision. I was working for a company, I had a very comfortable position, doing quite well there, and I had to make a decision whether I was going to leave there to come to the Red Wolves to be a part of this experience, and I decided that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so you have to reach out and grab them when they come by. So that would be my advice: is don't be adverse to change, and don't be adverse to taking a chance.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to be involved in the process of constructing the building, you see how things go together, so then you would understand all of the components and how things work. I think one of the benefits that and one of the reasons why I'm still with Red Bull, besides the building and training facility, is that on game day I'm the building engineer. That doesn't sound like a lot or mean a lot, but if there's any building problems, I deal with that for the facilities group or for the operations department. So I'm there to help them facilitate any problems, power problems, water problems, whatever may come up. Thankfully, most things, the building's still fairly new, so we don't have too many issues. Our issues tend to be with outside utilities and things of that, as opposed to internal things. But I would say that you should, if you're given the opportunity, spend some time looking at how the building's put together, how the drawings are done. If you ever can get involved in a building process, become involved in it, and you'll have a better understanding of once you take over, of what the needs and wants are of the various pieces.
It's definitely a love for food and beverage, and it's not necessarily stadiums and arenas. It's definitely you're in the food and beverage industry. So if you like restaurants and if you like catering, if that's your passion of setting up and serving and knowing what guests are coming in and taking care of them, you can do the same thing here, just on a grander scale. I found that my catering background was, helped me become very well suited for this, but I was blown away when I was introduced to the breadth of experience and depth of knowledge of Delaware North Company and their culinary and catering team across the U.S. I mean, when I hear about things where we were covering the World Series and the baseball playoffs 2 years ago, not this past year, but the one before, we had all 4 teams that were in the playoffs. So we were doing the food and beverage at 4 different stadiums, and then both games went 7 games. The most series went 7 games. The World Series went 7 games. We had executive chefs and peak culinarians who were flying and going back and forth to all of the stadiums supporting, so that they could put on a bigger and better and more dramatic show for the people in the premium areas and that. So it was neat. That kind of a passion you don't find at your mom and pop catering facility or a local restaurant. So it gives you a lot more, ability to expand and reach new heights, try new things.
So advice for students would be to think outside the box. I think it's easy enough to come into your job and follow those responsibilities and say you're supposed to do A, B, and C and be task-oriented. But I think those that are going to succeed at that high level, and I think anybody in the program is looking to be at the highest level for that matter. So don't just think about what your job responsibilities are. Challenge yourself to think about how your job responsibilities fit and affect others. So if you're in operations, not just how can you do your job with the setup, but how can your job help the marketing department in terms of driving the experience of your sponsors? From a broadcast perspective, what are you doing that helps create that great experience for those watching on television? For licensing, where can you put those stands in the optimal location to drive revenue for the building? So think about how your role in your specific department can help all those, and I think that's what helps people succeed at the highest level.